go at hand, which we are not relenting back. You know, each time we speak, each time we write, each time we post, we make contribution in any of the way, either as in attending to meetings, to rallies, to protests, to events, or engagements on social media in one way or the other. You are contributing to what we are doing. Even the world we now we now live in is a world of, I would say, a world of internet, a world of social media. Most of the things, activities going on in the world today happens online. You get to know different groups. You get to know the activities of different people, different groups, mostly online these days. So that is why our engagements, I hope I'm coming out loud enough, because at times some people will tell me I'm not loud enough. I don't know, I have, is at the maximum volume, so I don't know what else, where else I can. And I know I'm speaking as loud as I can. So the more we talk about our Biafra struggle, the more we are publicizing it, the more we are engaging with our community, because we have communities which we relate to, be it online, be it on the ground. And that is what makes IPOB very special, high above every other freedom fighting groups. Because some of the groups we know only exist online. Some exist only constrained, maybe on a particular area of land or in a particular country. But it's not the case of IPOB. We are vast. We are everywhere. In all the countries, over 100 countries of the world, where anywhere you get, you will find IPOB registered on the ground. So that makes our movement incredulously higher and greater. Yeah, that's why there's nobody that will claim, once you type IPOB, you will see the answers. Because it is an organization that is both online and on the ground. Because any country you go, you find us. Activities are online and our activities are on the ground. So we are not like the people only existing on the thin air. We are online and we are offline. Anywhere you find, anywhere you go, you see us. So last week, is it last week or some days ago, I started to talk about some of the things we are experiencing as far as our struggle is concerned. One moment, I always have dry lips. So I started from my last broadcast to talk about, I think I called it like a foundational trigger to what we are seeing today in our struggle. You know, some people might think, oh, these people, there is confusion in their midst, or they are always debating or always engaging in arguments. Yes, a country walking towards freedom goes through different challenges. High mountains to climb, valleys to go through, and emerge on the other side. There is no way, straight way to freedom. That's why some people will say that there's always roses behind the cross. Because cross, as we know, you know, literally, or in another word, crosses are being used when it comes to difficulties, persecutions. That is what people at times apply cross to be. And they will always say behind every cross, you must always see what? roses. In another way, behind every challenges, behind every mountains, there's always a settlement. There's always a freedom. I always use the biblical stories as an example. I think the people of Israelites, when they were going to the promised land, according to the story, they went through so many persecutions, so many hardships. At a time, even the followers started to ask the leader, I think that was Moses, either Moses or Joshua, why did you bring us to such a state? That it would have been better for us to stay back in Egypt. At least, lumps of bread in Egypt, that they were better off. These are the statements of the weak in mind. That is why many of them could not see that promised land, because they were overweighted with what they saw. They were overweighted with the persecutions, with the circumstances they encountered on the way. But the people that persevered to an end met that promised land. So it's just the same. When we look as an example to other countries that went through what we are going through, they went through the same. Some are even open war in order to get to that. The Somaliland we at times, some of us talked about. How many years did they wait? Over 30 good years. Ours is just how many years? Just over 10 years. Just over 10 years. But there are people that waited more than 30 years, 34 years, more than that. So a journey to freedom, a journey to promised land, is a journey of the well-determined. Of the well-determined. You have to make up your mind, because on the way there are so many distractions. There are so many things to weary you, to make you weak, to make you to begin to ask questions. Is it not better that we stay back in Nigeria? God forbid. Nigeria is not a place where we can manage. We have seen a lot of unchecked corruption for decades going on in Nigeria. We have seen genocides, even in the midst that some international communities are even discussing what they will do. Oh my gosh. So, even when the issue of Nigeria is on the table, as discussion on how to combat genocide, despite that, genocide has taken another level in Nigeria. And there's no day that comes by there wouldn't be terrorism, there wouldn't be killings by the terrorists in that contraption. And telling you that situation there can never get better. It continues to get worse and worse. And that is the place we want to succeed. We want to live by all means. When we look at the Nigerian context, why do we want to live? Because of the things we have seen that we know that can never get corrected. And that is why we have a bigger plan, a bigger picture in mind. We want a better country, a country that will be void of corruption, bribery and corruption, a country where the public office holders will be held accountable. They will be held accountable for the decisions they make, for their conduct, for the way they manage public funds, by the way they executed the affairs or they run their day-to-day activities under their control. Under their control. So last week, is it last week or some days ago, I started this. I talked on decision making, and I narrowed it down to our movement, IPOB. Then I talked about the issues we are seeing today, because I believe in realities. We don't talk about tomorrow without talking about today. It's only today that can give rise to tomorrow. Without today, there wouldn't be tomorrow. Yesterday gave birth to today, and today will give birth to tomorrow. So when we want to move ahead, we bring all to the table. We make analysis. We reflect. In Obodo Igbo here, there's always a time for reflection. They will tell you, take a time of think, reflect. If it's a mistake you made, they want to give you time to reflect. If you have done well, they will still give you time to reflect, to think on how to make maximum or how to make a better, more input. An improvement is what is needed. It's what is needed. So last week, some days ago, I talked about decision making when it comes to our movement, our IPOB, our organization. Because when we talk about decision, you are talking about the information that informs your decision. You are talking about the people you are making those decisions for. Because as far as this struggle is concerned, we are dealing with our people, the people we are representing, the people we are agitating for this Biafra for. Because when we want to talk about us, we are bringing it in a wider context to our own people, the Biafrans in general. The Biafrans we are working with, the Biafrans we are working for. In that last program, we talked about how wrong decisions affect lives. A single wrong decision can cost lives. It can cause resources. It can cause resources, loss of life, loss of properties. And I use the issue of Ekberima as an example. I brought it in line to when his name was mentioned in what we are doing. When Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was first abducted, when he asked for Ekberima to go and take a slot, we talked about how that single announcement rose the criminal, brought the criminal to limelight. And he used because of that to cause a lot of evil on our land, because his name has been mentioned. And you know the way people reason. Once they hear that first announcement, they already assumed this is the disciple, this is the elect. Therefore, whatever thing he says goes. He will always say whatever thing he says goes. That is why the gullibles that followed the Ekberima, it was very difficult to deliver them. We knew how we fought hard, even to save one soul among them. To save a soul among them. Many believed that false pronunciation, that he should go and take a slot. Some changed the narrative and made it that he is now the man after Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So many people twisted it to suit them, to suit what they believe in, to suit whatever thing they want to achieve. And because of that, the criminal mobilized criminals, seized IPOB's money, make use of our name to commit a lot of evil on our land. Effect of wrong decision. So today we are going more deeper, and we are adding it as well to the issue of selfishness. Selfishness. When you look at the Nigeria where we want to run away, most of the problem going on there is as a result of selfishness on the part of people in the government. The people that made promises that when they get into power that they are going to redeem the land, they will put pipe-borne water everywhere. So Ludo that made a promise of pipe-borne water in Anambra, up to today, there's no part that a pipe for borne water in Anambra State. Do we talk about the people promising lights? But once they get there, they always get derailed. Hachawa their own act of selfishness. And it always reflects in their decisions, the way they handle things, the way they handle public funds. I am driving this down to our movement because we have not attained our goal yet. We are working towards building a nation. We have not got there. On our way to die, there are certain ways we need to work on ourselves, restructure ourselves. Because a group that wants to give birth to a corrupt, free nation must first of all shun corruption among themselves. If you don't want to see embezzlement, because it happens in Nigeria, embezzlement of public funds, but within the organization who is championing that restoration, if the issue of embezzlement is not settled, if it's not wiped out, is not tackled, is not dealt with, then building a nation that will be void of public fund embezzlement is not at view. Because if the foundation is wrong, no matter how beautiful the structure looks, so far the foundation has a problem, such house might not last because of the structural effect from the foundation, from the very root that carries the building. That is why foundation always matters. When you go to building sites, people that have in mind to put up a magnificent structure take much time in the foundation. They want to give it as much reinforcement as possible because they know it's going to carry a lot of weight. It's going to carry a magnificent structure. They want to make the foundation strong as possible. In fact, people will always say most resources in building goes more in the foundation. And remember, this foundation is underground. Nobody sees it. After the whole building, nobody knows how much that we are laid on the foundation. But because there is a big picture in mind, the foundation always gets more attention. We are still on the foundation of building a desired nation. A nation that we don't want to have like that of Nigeria, where we want to run away from. A nation that is void of dictatorship. You know, that is is why all over the world, the government of the world hates dictatorship. The war going on in Iran today is as a result of dictatorship. The man, the US, what's the name of that man? Is it Venezuela? Something Venezuela. In Venezuela. Venezuela. Their president, they carried the other time. As a result of dictatorship. That is why in any country where they had that there is like, what do they call it? Forceful takeover by the military. You will see the world powers go after that government because they hate dictatorship. They believe more on the will of the people. They believe more on democracy. They want to give the poor voices. They want the rich to have same power as the poor. They want the less privileged to enjoy same rights as the elites. That is how to have or build a fair society, And that is what we have in mind in building. When we bring it down to our movement, IPOB, you know, recently, at times when you hear some people thinking or saying that they are fighting Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, they are fighting Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, then you ask, how? How? I say that yesterday gave rise to today, and today will give rise to tomorrow. And this is people are still on a foundation of a bigger nation, of a better nation, a nation that wouldn't look like Nigeria, a nation that will look like what we are experiencing in our diverse places. I'm here in this UK. Anytime a politician was discovered that he or she lied, no selasi, only asi, obelasi. Some people will call it obelasi, obelenjo. Ndi Catholic will call it nukunjo and obelenjo. Obelasi can cost you your position as a politician or as a public office holder in a developed world, because they want to, they've already had a fair society, because they know you serving the public. If they leave you as a liar, you are going to corrupt, and they don't believe that a liar can render good services to the people he's leading. They believe you as a liar has to go, because if they leave you, you will lie more. You will cheat more. You will deceive people more. This is a society that believes in accountability, honesty. Do you know here, you hardly hear people answer something like God win. Yeah, na God win. They don't believe in God win here. Rather, they believe in goodwill. Good win. Instead of answering God win, because most of them don't believe in God, they will answer good win. That is somebody's name. Good win. They believe in good. They believe in good higher than believing in God. They believe in a better, a fairer, a transparent society. And that is why every public office holder is being held accountable. Do we talk about the government? In the government, they have what they call shadow government. That is like the way you have APC and PDP in Nigeria. APC is the ruling party. Why PDP wouldn't so? Over here, when you have a ruling party, you as well have the other party in ESO, which they call themselves as shadow government. They are government on their own. Why do they call themselves government? Within them, you will have the ones they call shadow home secretary, the shadow minister of work, the shadow minister of finance. Their work, they are shadowing the party in power. In that shadow government, the minister of finance there is shadowing the minister of finance in the government. Onesuye, now monitor ya, now calculate ya, move ye nine, now find the gasi, ebo si daya, and they continue to hold them accountable. Every Wednesday, they always have parliamentary debate where the shadows will challenge the ones in government. And this makes the ones in government to be very careful because they have police. Police and not only them, the masses, the public are part of the government. When you doubt the public voice or power, by the time when they petition against you, just over a little thing you committed, this is the setup a place, Gasi, so that fair society they want to have, they want to continue to enjoy, they want it to continue, because they know that man is arrogant in nature. Man is power-mongering in nature. It happens man or power can misuse it. Last broadcast, I talked about how single decision making jeopardize things for us in IPOB. I wasn't saying it can kpalia mad, mo can kocha mad. No. But from a precedent, you can see it led us, or it slumped the movement into deep pit of struggle. The time we used to battle Egberima, we would have used that time to forge ahead. The time we suffered the loss of our money, embezzled, carried away by Madam Oyibo in US, the money for ESN, $700 and something. The money that when you convert it to Naira, if we push that money into the service it was meant for, which is the services of the ESN, you know how far that amount would have taken our ESN into. As a result of callous decision, we lost that money. Do we talk about our image in our communities? That we are mad. Or see Hituogwa is still being deserted up to today. Some of the indigenes, they don't want to hear about Biafra agitators because they believe that the people that vandalize their lands are Biafra agitators. Meanwhile, it is not. It is not. All invaded their town and they accommodated them and they destroyed their communities. So these are the things, and that is why when you hear some of us, some of IPOB media warriors beginning to raise certain things that we saw that jeopardize things for us in the struggle in the past happening today. Why are we talking about it? Because we want a better tomorrow. Those mistakes of yesterday, those mistakes that we are still witnessing today, we don't want them to surface tomorrow. Because we know the effect. We suffered the effect yesterday. We are still suffering the effect today. But we don't want it to continue tomorrow. Because na ndị Igbo will always say, na-echi ka. Ụfọdụ na-asị na-echi dị ime. Tomorrows are always better. Hopeful. Hopeful. Echi na-adị ime. Echi eteka. You know, the way ndị Igbo, we valued tomorrow. Even if you failed yesterday, you failed today. You want to put every measures in place to make sure that you don't fail tomorrow. In fact, my tomorrow now as a person. Even we in this struggle, our today is that we are still on the foundation trying to build a Biafran nation. But our hope is in the tomorrow when we restore this Biafra. Tomorrow is hopeful. We put more for tomorrow. We believe more for tomorrow. We are hopeful of the tomorrow. In the Nigerian, we saw what Tinubu's son, Seyi Tinubu, that one now carries a portfolio higher than some of the senators. If you on a Bataille occasion now, the kind of respect and honor being given to him is far better than the ones being given to Minister of Works and all the ministers. Why? Just because he's the son of Tinubu. Here we hear in a corrupt society, in a decayed society. Just because he's related to Tinubu, he has so many accesses in the Nigerian government offices where even the head of Senate don't have. When we look into our own movement, the same thing is what is being seen. When you consider the activities of the siblings of Mazi and Nnamdi, just because their brother was made the leader of IPOB. I have said it before. Mazi Nnamdi is not the one that gave birth to IPOB. There are how many of them? He's not even the one that named IPOB. No. He was a broadcaster on Radio Biafra. Through his tenacity, and only foresight, at a time, it was decided to make him the leader because he's a good presenter. He's a dedicated Radio Biafra presenter. Radio Biafra director. Director Radio Biafra. Just not because some people are related to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, they want to be the financial controllers of IPOB. They want to be the one placing coordinators. They want to be the one changing coordinators. We've heard about motherland. It's them. Anything rival, anything parallel, they have put their hands into it. Do we talk about the radio they open? The radio Madonna Bahan. Okay, that's a guy in South Africa. When he's there, they said it's only him and the Naya and you're listening. At times, Kanonta will make them the third person. These are the things you see when the foundation is not right. And that is the foundation that you can see some of us starting to talk about. These foundations, we knew it's been there. The wrong things that went wrong. And remember, anything you don't correct in the foundation, You can pay for some defect in the pillars, in the rod, na cement ha. Is you saw something that is wrong because of laziness, because of emotion, even emotion over the contractor, they build the house, over the head contractor. You love him so much that you saw something that if it's not corrected, at the end, if a mighty structure is built on that foundation, peradventure is going to affect, collapse the whole building. It's going to affect. So when you hear some people pointing out things, we have looked at this foundation and started to pick things. Somebody will ask, why is it now that you are picking things? Did you not see them before? In all honesty, those things were observed before. Those things were seen before. Then you will ask, why then are you talking about it now? Why now? Why now? Because we have seen that the person that made that mistake has no remorse. Of course, man is infallible. Man is liable to mistakes. But when you make mistake and it's picked up and you are being corrected, best thing, stick your hand up and say, as you are right, I'm sorry. But when you have a mentality that you are uncorrectable, that nobody is anybody, it's only you. After all power is vested on you as the only speaker, as the only presenter, as the only head in head. Something already jeopardizing, kicking hard on the structure. You want it to continue that way, even when your attention is being called. If the people that observed that and saw the way you are going kept quiet, at the end is going to be a disaster. Some of us have seen mighty structures collapse. There's one what they call 4-story building. A building they have built from the foundation to the fourth. Locally 4-story building, 3-story. So on the 4th floor, way collapse. Ooh, all the way down. What a waste. What a waste. Not only waste of resources, that we are talking about Nigeria today is because Nigeria destroys people's destiny. Nigeria driving on the road is a disaster in Nigeria. Where you don't have signs on the road, where you don't have competent drivers, where you are driving on dilapidated roads, and our laws are loaded. These are high dangers unchecked in Nigeria. In our movement, when we see something that will jeopardize things tomorrow and you refuse to talk about it because probably somebody you have emotions, you have interest for is involved. Yes, somebody like me, when I like you, or when I have this thing and you are making mistake, my thing, I will always correct you behind. But anytime you juro to accept correction, I will leave you to your mess. And that mess will be busted open And he might swallow you if care is not taken. Many of us that saw what the siblings of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has done against the struggle, it's not like they did it yesterday and that they have repented today. I believe in forgiveness. When you erred yesterday and confess today and drop your sins, you'll be forgiven. Man, when you see people that have jeopardized things yesterday and are causing more jeopardy today, it happened her today, ha ga-abanye in the tomorrow where it is cause a disaster. And that disaster is what we are building or working to avoid. In my last broadcast, I talked about the 13 commandments brought down by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to the DOS to obey. In 2022, when that commandment came, many of us looked at that commandment. Many of us that saw that commandment knew it's not on the interest of the movement. It is on the interest of the Kanus. It involves money. They want to have money, control money all by themselves. It's a personal interest, not collective interest. When it comes to choice of who they place as coordinators, that is personal interest as well, because they want to favor their friends. The one Kanunta is keeping standby in Germany, he wants to use to replace the national coordinator in Germany. That is his friend. The one he's pushing to remain the coordinator, national coordinator in Italy, is his partner in crime. Oh, Nyoshibe, the guy that we are in control of IPOB money then, and we are withdrawing 1,000 euro every day. Until ego buibu, the Canon Tonyoshi traveled down from Germany to Italy. Webule Ganye na Ghana must go. Do you want to tell me if such things are being observed? Now we are still on the foundation. And we are still gathering our materials together. Sands, blocks, okute, anye na agadako, to build a better, a stronger foundation that will carry the house that we want to build. And you are observing great defects on the foundation and you wouldn't scream. Oh no, naga he scream. Somebody like me, I will do it on top of my voices. When you see some of IPOB media speaking today, don't think we are not challenging Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Ufoda ase ga anyị na-agba ya mgba. Ufoda ase anyị na-agba ya saga. Onye ka na-agba saga? Do we look like ndị na-agba saga? Time of saga has gone. Do you see any IPOB media na-agba saga now? We are not into saga. We have cut off ndị na-agba saga. Anya cut on her off. Oh ụmụaka keda ha nka na-eti mkpu. The illiterate keda ha nka na-eme ka agbụrụ. Achala ugo ha. Na keda ha nka nọ na Canada. Nke si na onye ndu jere eje ebula ego na Kenya wee jide ya. Keda ahịa. Keda ha da woman. Keda ha ya dị. Njideka. These are the things. You know what I call the millipedes. Don't blame me. Nda wunde ha gada. Because now these guys are nda aluga alulana. Now we are trying to open up to make things to work. Somebody said somewhere, make IPOB work. We are trying to correct things we saw on the foundation. If we don't shout, it will collapse. It will surely collapse. We saw family interest. Embezzlement. Ndoshiego. Public fund. When you come to Obodo Oyibo, where law works, if you were catch on public fund embezzlement, it is criminal case. Ige jeri nga. Ongo na atu genga, age ekbegi ikbe, nyegi certain work to be doing because you have tampered with the public fund. Within us, still on the foundation, people are already embezzling our funds. A group that wants to give birth to a great nation. A group that is gathering sand, gathering block, rod to build a mighty structure. Ki nelanya fundi nezu anyoshi. Ibute block. Ewela abani bia buluye. Idebe rod baaya. Ewele shifye bia zuohi rod. And you are telling us to keep quiet. You wouldn't know it's going to affect the building. The embezzlement of our funds. Do you think it has not set the struggle back? Are you thinking so? Stop thinking. Because the reasons people made those contributions, the whole effort has been cut short. I talked about ego ndi ESN, ndi bull ego ESN. You cannot tell me if this leadership have that money now in their hand, that they wouldn't know how to make our security operatives stronger, well equipped. The one who Kanu ndi Kanu, the Kanus, because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is involved. That is why I call it the Kanus. Because na Nnenayanya is loyal to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Nnenayanya carries out Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's instruction. If he tells her don't bring money, she doesn't bring. If he tells her don't show anybody the money, she doesn't show. If he instructs him, go to the accounts in Italy, withdraw the whole money. Withdraw the whole money. They do it. That is why when the DOS removed the national coordinator in Italy, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu can assume he is still passing information that Ogoro, that criminal must be restored back. It's to tell you, he knows. He knows about the embezzlement. Even before he went in, I've said this before. The deputy HOD, which happened to be the former German national coordinator, because in any movement, when you want to open a bank account that belongs to an organization, they will tell you at least 2-3 people must come and get involved into the account. When the deputy HOD, Mazi Zulumike, used to be the national coordinator in Germany, he has oversight over that account. This is when, before Mazi Nnamdi Kanu went in, he was seeing the movement of money in the German account. He cannot touch money. He cannot withdraw. But he sees movements. Because there is an interest to make it private, family affair business. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu commanded that oversight of Mazi Zulumike to be removed from that account. And it was done. Nnanya went to the bank. Just an oversight. It's not like you have the power to withdraw money. It's an evidence of shunning. Somebody that shuns accountability. Somebody that shuns transparency. So when I talk about the Kanus, I am including Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The court going on in Germany today, because Nnamdi emptied that account that has millions of euros. Ipob Germany took it to the court, challenging to get their money back. This is the highest when I was Mazi Nnamdi Kanu now. Why is Ipob going to court with the people working for him? Is one of the things he keep on sending message. Withdraw that case. Remove now the national coordinator. Remove the national coordinator. You are talking about public fund here. Ego organization. Kezuru Noshi. And the president is telling you, leave it. Leave it. They are working for me. After all, the money belongs to me. I am the one that raised it. I saw it in one of the accounts on a use. He was boasting that he's the one that raised millions. That if he raised millions and took the millions he raised, is he a sin? Then I'm telling him it's a bigger sin. I started by saying, it's not because somebody committed an offense. Everybody commits offense somehow, somewhere. But when you boast, when you take pride on your offense, then you have people to contest with. You have people to talk to you. You have people to condemn you. You have people to tell you, we are the contributors of that money. And you are liable for accountability. In the case of anytime, anywhere, anything goes wrong, people will hold you accountable. That is the kind of society many of us have been. I have been here more than 20 years. Or 21 years in UK here. I have never seen where the head, the president, the prime minister will come out and tell you that this money, because he is now the prime minister, the money after all belongs to him. Because he's the prime minister, after all, that he's the one that makes sure that people are paying taxes. That is because he makes sure that people are paying taxes, that money belongs to him, that he has the right to carry it, and it becomes his. And nobody talks about it. It's not true. It is not true. When you see people talking, it's because people observed wrong things that went on. Not that they went on, because some of these things, we saw it years ago. We covered it. We did not want to talk about it until the people involved begins to take pride in their sins. When they started to brought out, they said the invoices they used to pay a job for, that is when I know this is going to trigger. I said it. That single act, of today, we are still on top of it for that wrong step. That you lied against a man. And he wanted to tell you what you said so are not true. It's always so this I will put the Burusina for $100,000. None, I saw, now suppose not $80,000. invoices, receipts. Meanwhile, you guys that have carried millions, nobody talked about it. People that knew covered it. People that knew protected you. You guys were protected. 2022, when the 13th commandment, thou shalt not double. Thou shalt give none na ego. Thou shalt replace coordinator. In order to protect, we lied. I have confessed before. Because I wanted to protect Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Some of the rubbish things the siblings we are doing, we wanted to separate them from Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. But the more you are trying to separate, the more Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is making it obvious. It's blowing it up. That at a time we've lost ground to stand to protect him. And we had no other choice now to merge them together. That is why when I say canons, I know what I am talking about. Because he's directly involved. He's the commander. He's the commander that asks, gather all the money and send. Bring all the thing and send. Replace the national coordinator with immediate effect. In this very foundation where we are, if we cannot play this vital role of correcting things that can jeopardize our tomorrow, Imana, we have failed as a movement yet. As a freedom fighting organization, we have failed woefully. Because building a better nation is not in view. We cannot. This is the time to prove to our people, to the Biafra, to the whole world, that we are building a nation of transparency where we condemn evil, where the siblings of the heads of state do not have stake to the office their brother, their relative is controlling. We are building a nation where, as a family member, you have no entitlement whatsoever to anything that concerns the organization. You are as on the same level as the followers, as the led in the anarchy. Including even the person leading. That is the only way a fair, a sane society can be built. I'm sure even up to today, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu cannot believe that these same people he left years ago are now the ones challenging some of the things he got wrong. We are talking about it because you refuse to change. Instead of changing, despite you were protected, rather you were engineering Omaka. You watch all these guys in our saga now. Omaka has been engineered. Some of them are being paid. No Lord Jabba for Hanalo. Even Nkana Akba Chalugo, the Aboro that made a blunder some weeks ago on the live broadcast, the same lady that came to confess to say that it is not true is now singing a different song, saying those exact things that he confessed is not true. Because this guy has been called, Akpogoha, Gwaha, Fire everywhere. Chinasa must go down. Ejiofor, these are the two people actually bring it down by all means. Igente na Chinasa wanketa, Chinasa wohu, Chinasa wankewa, Chinasa wankewa, Ejiofor. This has been the modus operandi. How people are being blackmailed, lied against. Thank God. Yesterday, I was thinking, reflecting. I said in my mind, this DOS or the Kwanakakanda Diocha. I was pondering in my mind. I was saying in my mind, it looks like the hands of these guys are clean. They have suffered many things. They have gone through many things. But one thing remains clear. They always have people standing in for them. They have people standing with them. They have people speaking for them. Because what was planned against these people for years has not come to pass. Ask anybody that knows. The reason Barrister Ejiofor started to have problem with the siblings of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu himself was because he refused to be used. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu instructed Ejiofor at one point to come out and announce that the DOS has been dissolved. Ejiofor refused. Ejiofor advised that is not the best way to go about it. You are in. These are the leadership in place. If you dissolve these guys, who then leads? You are vulnerable. Because the respect the Nigerian society or the fear of Nigerian society, Kanwelo, for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, is because he is leading a movement. Before you attack and destroy a man, you have to first of all think about the people under him. Because you know there are going to be reactions from them. If you destroy the leadership of the movement you are leading when you are still in the hands of the enemies, you yourself, you are not safe. These are the advices Ejiofor was given. That is not the way to go about it. Besides, all those things the siblings are sending to you, other lawyers are bringing, they might not be the way things have been. Because Ejiofor doesn't want to get so much involved. He wanted to maintain his lane, his legal representation of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Even if Nengulo Charlie pass, it cannot be Ozi that can jeopardize things. Unlike what some of these lawyers are doing now. You might the lawyers and that go. Kanonta will tell them, tell Onyendu, make this announcement. They will agree. Because on that go. If you watch now, the way Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is running, when Ejiofor pulled out, he was using Ejimako messed himself up big time via his alliance with Ekbenima, his support with Ekbenima, his callous statement against HOD. He cut himself off from the movement. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu knew he cannot send message via Ejimako. He started to use Nkahobala phone. What's the name? Guess I had that one. The one with long beard. What's the name of that guy? The one that's now that has built a hotel, built a school. Maswell. When Maswell messed up, IPOB cut him off when he said DOS my foot. IPOB cut him off. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu knew IPOB will not listen to that one. He started to use Nnamdi. Nnamdi na uze Moses Neja Anatos. That's going to get commandment. The 13th commandment on the memo was Nnamdi for that brought it. It's true, announcement of 100 men or 100 girls. Or the class one of no girls is I get her girls. Since the 100 men can no longer perform, I get 100 virgins, probably that might make them to start to walk. Like I was ever an Ebihaliaka vid, Ebihaliaka rising sun, 100 men. Kita is the call 100 virgin. Gaga gazinia. Ako chata ichi akoji. So having that kind of dictatorship is another thing that destroys, that jeopardizes things. If you listen now, some of us are beginning to voice. Some weeks ago, canceling, where say where we are going now is where even the dumb will start to speak. I'm beginning to see some people now, live broadcast, beginning to speak against what is going on. Are beginning to talk because people involved has continued to shun correction. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has continued to shun correction, advices. That same plan, actually, they wanted to use a Joffo to announce dissolution of DOS, which he refused. That's when his problem with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu started. That is the same plan when you hear about the announcement of 100 men. Because they now want to do it in a covert way. In a covert way. But you cannot do anything covert without people uncovering it. We are not it. We are matured men. Matured minds. With thinking caps. They presented David. We rejected it. Even when they were presenting David, they started campaign that Avid are the people that will bring Biafra. They have their friends in the Congress. They will speak to the Congress. They will do this to the Congress. Up to today, what have they achieved? And these are the retired US militaries. Their sole objectives has been checkmating genocides in Nigeria. That's where they have been channeling. Since they started that their objective, they have not been able to stop military invasion in Biafra land. And these are Igbo veterans. Ask them, were they able to stop military invasion in Biafra land? They didn't. And this is what they call their objective. But in order for K present when they want to hatch another way of shifting the DOS away, they presented those groups to tell us they are now the people that can bring Biafra. When they tried, despite announcement of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, give them money, we did not comply. He went in and think again, which other way? And that other way is 100 men. But because people are reacting, you know, the power of speaking, you can't take it away from people. When you go to any society, any developed society, anytime the government initiates or plans any policy that doesn't suit, that has an effect, you will see public reaction. People will react. Media will react. And before you know, the government will withdraw. That is the power we now have as IPOB members. Because the plan is to push away this leadership on the ground that they are not obeying Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And what are those grounds they have not obeyed Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? On those 13 points, 13 commandments. How many commandments did the Kachukwu with it? According to hey, or the 12, I can't remember. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's commandments is 13. That 13 is what the leadership looked into and found that this is not in the interest of our movement. It is a jeopardy to our movement. It is in the interest of the Kanus. That will enrich them the more. That will make them to live like prince and kings the more. But the people will suffer. ESN will suffer. Our comrades in the prisons will rot there. The services looking after families of the fallen heroes, those services will suffer. The DOS pause. They did not ignore him. They continue to send messages. They continue to explain. They continue to explain. But because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has been a suprematic leader that has lived, operated for years unchallenged, it was strange to him that he can give a commandment and it will not be obeyed. That he can ask you to move and you are still standing. That even people as small as Anyewa and the media can even have the boldness to talk about how the siblings, how the family embezzled our money. It's so strange because such has never happened before. This is strange. This is new. He still cannot believe it. That is why he has continued to push that those orders must be obeyed. Nobody must talk about his siblings. The national coordinator in Germany must be removed and replaced with the friend of Kanu. The Ogolo that stole our money in Italy must be restored. The mindset of a dictator, when he dictates, it must be obeyed. But it is not so. If we allow this defects, structural defects on this foundation, no matter how high the building comes up tomorrow, it cannot stand. Nigeria might be better where we run away from. When you see people talking, stand by and listen. Tomorrow is being saved. Lives will be saved. Resources will be saved. Resources will be saved. If anybody think we want to bring Mazi Nnamdi. Go for, if you bring Mazi Nnamdi Kanu down, what benefit will it be to you? It will not. A man that made some mistakes and still insists that his will must be done. His mistakes must be condoned. Things must run the way he wants it. The whole money must go to Nnamdi the way he wants it. Even the one that wrapped the sheets on his head, the in-law. I was surprised to hear that even that in-law, Master Prophet, in the Ipob court in Germany, the one they are dealing with in Nnamdi now, I didn't even know the in-law is shared him in-law for that matter. The in-law. This is a in-law that has some mental problem. I didn't even know he's even has a signatory. Also, Nnamdi signed a signature in that legal suit in Germany, including his wife, including Kanu, signifying they are contesting for IPOB funds because it's been belonging to them all along. So how come people are beginning to wake up? How come people are beginning to talk? How come people are beginning to question? Question Nnamdi, question Kanunta, question Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. This is what has never happened for years. That is why it remains a surprise to them. That is why they hated Chinasa. They thought it's Chinasa opening people's eyes. No. Chinasa has nothing in this. Mazi Duziemu has nothing in this. That I am talking now. Do any of them have any influence on me? No. Not Abanim, not Edoziem, not Nzurumike, not Muru, not Amazoba. None of them has spoken to me or asked me be doing this. Iha spirits of Biafra na I have said this to people. I have never planned in my life what to speak in each of the broadcasts. Nothing in my brain, even on this very broadcast. I sat down here. I played my starting music. Nothing in my head to talk about. But I believe now once I start, words will flow. This is the handwork of God. God wants to procure and secure our future. God wants to protect our future. If you think that Biafra, this Biafra struggle, if you think that is not divine, you are playing. In my family, it's not in my father's family. Neither is he in my husband's family. This is now the spirit pushing me. Not only me, a lot are beginning to speak up, condemning the things we are watching going on this very foundation we are building today. We don't want to suffer the repercussion tomorrow. We don't want to build a house that will collapse tomorrow. We want to protect this nation. We don't want to jeopardize lives. We don't want to jeopardize lives. Some will think we are fighting for DOS. We are fighting for leadership. If at all there are ways they are being fought for or protected, then that means, you might have said this just a few minutes ago. I was thinking and pondering about it yesterday. These people looks like now they were innocent, this DOS. Because now what they cook up for these people, these guys has continued to jump over them. A plan, child. God will raise men from different places. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has thought once he points at you, you are gone. Her pointing on Chinasa and believe Chinasa is gone. That's no marker or site to say up that are using blackmails and allegations that they can bring him down. They cannot. Because when you listen to their content, they have nothing saying. What if funny? Chinasa wanketa ejo for bleaching cream. Is there any exposition there? Is that the way you can bring a man down? If you want to attack a man, check what she has done yesterday, bring out his mistakes and present everything they have continued to present against Chinasa, against some other people. There's nothing in them. When you look at it, even the one who was Osoji was the person they started to use on this mission against Chinasa. He couldn't deliver. Because why can't you guys deliver? Deliver. They summoned the rest. The one that is writing what God can whatever thing he says goes. Whatever thing he says goes. I think he's tired now. I'm not on Facebook, whatever thing he says goes. I think he's tired. I don't even follow him anymore. But I guess he must have been tired. Or can I have this girl? The one that told us that he's not a hook as Chalub. Is he her that can bring Chinasa with a abol? How can you bring a man down that way? The problem is agada and it's volleyball. Instead of them delivering, they are even damaging things. The one in Canada, the one with the one that is refusing her dementia medication. Allah Hajuzi is your pota. She's the one that told people that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was captured in Ghana because the Nigerian government lured him to come over and collect money. He's the one that told people that now go like Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to Kenya. These are the things they gather together to speak for them. To bring Chinasa Nwulu down. To bring Edoziemu down. To bring every members of the DOS down. How do you bring people down with this set of people? Because when you listen to them, they make no sense. And what if you initially, it was a Jofo because he refused to deliver. He refused to come and dissolve DOS. That was the mission. Drawn on your owner. Investigate this thing I'm telling you. That was the mission given to Jofo. Come and make that announcement. He refused. He told them that's not the way to go. All of them started to pick up on him. He is the first person, or actually, I need to allow it. Because they thought it was them. Once you point at whoever that you want to destroy, media warrior will start their media war. Remember blackmail and allegations. They brought that Jofo is the one keeping Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in the prison. He's the one that imprisoned him. Then we ask, Was he a Ejiofor that sent Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to Kenya? Was it a Ejiofor that extradited him to Nigeria? Was it a Ejiofor that is Omotosho that read the life sentence whatsoever? It wasn't a Ejiofor. Rather, it was a Ejiofor that won the case. Discharged and acquitted. He won it. But at the go saying, no, Ejiofor Mizili. Ejiofor is the cause why he was in. Had it been, it was those days. Media warriors will follow Ejiofor. Hey, Ejiofor, come here, come here, come here. And that is what, when you listen to the millipedes they are using, this is what they had, because they have gathered them. Follow Ejiofor, bring Ejiofor down, bring Ejiofor down, bring Nworu down, destroy leadership. It's not going to be possible. Anywhere we challenge you. Whichever way, whichever manner, whether as a covert, or soon as we be 100 men. Because we are talking, that is why they have not released the names. Because their plan, they wanted to introduce it gradually. They will come and make an announcement, 100 men. Then, if we didn't challenge it, then they will come with names. They will come and announce, this is the head of the media among the 100 men. This is the head of the security among the 100 men. This is the head of diplomatic engagements. This is 100 men. A covert way of overthrow on the DOS. A covert way. We busted it. We threw it back to them. Because once a criminal is uncovered in his criminality, the next thing they plan is how to eliminate you, so that their criminality will sink and fizzle away. It will not sink. It will not fizzle away. Our eyes are open. Today, the presentation they are now doing for us now, that the DOS are DSS. They now call them DSS DOS. DSS DOS. That they are working with. And it's the same from the chief. From the supreme leader. I'm an Uncle Hannah supreme leader. Some of you will start to cry. This is coming from Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That the DOS are working with DSS. If at all there are anybody working with the DSS, it will be him. Him that has been with the DSS since 4 years, since 5 years. The people you are alleging that are working with DSS are in different countries. They don't even know any DSS. But you are with the DSS. If there are anybody at all to suspect that they are working with DSS, it's you. It's like when the other 4 is pointing at you. When you say that the DOS are the criminals, in actual sense, because there is record showing, proving on IPOB. This is one of the things that make this fight very, very difficult. Because there are weighing evidences. Weighing evidences. Anytime you are pointing one finger, the other 4 are pointing towards you. Making whatever plan more difficult. The more yana chipota so maka na-eme mkpotu, the more we get angry. The things we have protected for years, if care is not taken, we will start to release them online. The world will see what happened to IPOB resources. These are the things that has been under protection in order to protect, in order to cover. Mana nkaku juno oke agaghị aṅụrụ ya mmiri. Then oke abịamezi ihe o ji wee wụrụ oke. It's an adage. It's an adage. The IPOB now is not that IPOB where ito hana mmadụ aka onye ahụ will fall down and die. It's not more like that. Eyes has been opened. Many asa n'anya. Ndị anaghị ekwu okwu. The dumbs are beginning to speak. That is why this is a very difficult thing. Anybody thinking we are fighting Mazi Nnamdi Kanu or we are... No! Our aim has been to protect. Our aim has been as a human being that can make mistake. Anyị iwu ka amagodo onye owu n'ukwu ogodo. Ka ama na-ejie. Enwe advice, si caution n'ime. Mana the culprit ekwezo na mmadụ ga-ezuru ike. Ndị ọkwa ndị akpatakpu ndị oshi. Ndị oshi jidere oshi ha zuru. Nwee record. Nwee record onesi wee lie ego in hundreds of thousands of hard currency. If it's me, one name, ikpuchie m ọnụ. Because you will know that you are guilty. You are guilty. You know you are guilty. If there are things they can tell you, they can tell us that this DOS committed, or that committee, those things would have been made open. But there is none. There is none. And somebody like me, the way I operate, if you bring any allegation against somebody to me, I don't wave it by the side. I look in, I look up. Make a little investigation to know if it's true. Everything Hannah got about this DOS, none is true. None is true. You want to tell us they are now working with DSS. Meanwhile, you are the one with the DSS. I'm going to hang on there 4 years, 5 years. Sorting them out. Haji Hapurugi phone. You will use your phone, you know, about Darlington, and now go on how to fight Chinas. How to fight a job. Because you have settled the prison wardens around you. Again and they can say when they hand and they can look all again. It's you. It's you. So in earnest, the more an engineer the way people are being forced to expose things, the more. Some of these things you saw us talking today is something that has been in the hidden for years. We protected it. We held it. Mana the more an to come and scatter things, to come and bring DOS down, to come and do this. The announcement that refused to do is what I had 2 days ago. that they announced that there is nothing like DOS. It's just like an announcement of Ekbeni. Maybe has announced it before. Did it work? It didn't work. It didn't work. It didn't work. If anybody has a contrary opinion, you can call. You can call and explain to me why we must stop talking about what is going on. So call and tell me. Because at times I hear people, like after the program I did last week, some days ago or something, somebody called me on the phone to tell me, why are we saying all this? Why are we saying all this? And this person is telling you this, and among those ones who just support all these criminals that the attack on this DOS, has it not lasted more than 2 years? It's over 2 years. These guys have continued to face attack. And in order to roll up things, they have gathered them, supported them. Jinjaha, go and break the door. Go and break the door. Break a door. Do they have legs? All of them. Check all of them. I'm not saying this in despise. Check all of them and will only wear leg among them. Who among them can break the door? Is he Osoji that embezzles women's money? What leg does he have? None of them is IPOB member. Check it, go to all of them. Because these guys have no units they belongs to. These guys have not contributed penny to IPOB. Rather, they are the ones collecting from IPOB. So when you ask people like this, to break door, break door, they have nothing in their disposal to perform. And that is why you, the sender, you are not happy with them. You don't have peace. Each Zakaga about the saga. Different account. Different account. Even the hand or two to have phone. And peace has eluded. Anytime you lack peace, you've lacked the hand of God in your life. And you are open to attack. Somebody called me. Who is that person that called? The counter opinion is highly welcome. So, why should we stop talking? I would like to know. I would like to know. Tell me why we should stop pointing out these defects we are witnessing on this foundation at this stage. Hello, good evening and welcome to the program. Okay.
The exposition. One thing like we told from we find down the like this, you understand? Man of the may expose. You understand? Only also now they can easily believe on the lies. Like only one certain time on the one certain time on the broadcast say lion man, I'm one lady like that. I'm was no reverend or the other. I'm was no reverend. So he was like trying to advise a lion man, and I have spiritual or spiritual KG. Jigidi Mazi Nnamdi Kanu or something like that. So I now say for my own. Or when anything they can spiritual, you understand? Mazi Nnamdi Kanu my phone name. The other go. For mega like this, you understand? He's only trying to protect, let me just say, that his supremacy. The other go. So believe you all like he cool like this. The other go maybe also honorable Kuhana no cool like this. The other go. I just know there is more than everybody just say yes sir, yes sir, yes sir. So all that thing now you understand we have that supremacy mentality. You understand? We hear our leader Nsubu. Then another thing, the key be that I hear the man as you hear in a how could look at that. Anytime Mazi Nnamdi as he stands now, because for Nigerian government, he have Mazi Nnamdi phone. You have to go for how we have to their phone, which means how I did it believe now. You know, anything, Omega, anything, let me just say, Mandon about ball, Mandon is everything. They are seeing everything. So, I want to know, she make up anything because I said that now. Normally, now you understand that the Nigerian government have to go, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, Siagawa. Who came to me, Marana, and walk out to go with you. Watching live, let me just say, my old Biafra. We heard that and I say, okay, yeah. But apart from that, I just not say I'm going to Mazi. The Marana, we force also young. So the only thing more guys in our leadership, because on one anything how we need to make Wamara, all the very, very important. You understand how as you know we have with everything she would encourage him or maybe I say annual protect or something like because they can't have Maragana Abu Madunubi. You want to Abu Madunanya. All this so why you understand before she na name. All the US when they protect the Gano Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Post my discharge and I put him everything. Everything you understand. That the US has done a lot. Email to guys all we have to respect. Let me go use to respect him. I respect again so many ways. Man, I respect here. You understand? Na abu ndozo nanya. So does it mean if any na you understand? Because all Makumu any na. Both my killing came be rendition like this. Yota. Just between this 2021. Yeah, and then put in she and nonaka. One year now, from that 2021, we take this 2025, here this IPOP struggle na buy. Most of all these killing, near in Ashinaka. Say look like this, and all this sort you know, when non can met you know because here name all this thing now. You ought to maintain the world just that power, no, what they name house or all just that power. So now the DOS, you understand how to play the power. But the DOS, how are they get care? The way much you for how are they get care for anything power more game, but they just want to let the struggle continue, you understand? Because of our people, they now want but young one, I think I want the now power that's a supremacy power, all the young idea now, when they try to up here, or something like which. US had it after for that one. He had them now after let things be done the right way. A man who work a whole organization like this, a whole organization. You have a whole organization or all sorts of family like this, and I are wounded in charge of Edo. What if you many days they bruise or general permission from when on a before when anything I gave all I could Madame Nayanya say. Or they get answerable to DOS, not the answerable to Mazi. So when anything the DOS or email, or when anything has or email like this, they will first receive order from Mazi Nnamdi, which is not right. So why would I now? Because the shame Nick, you know, the shame Nick, you are doing the right thing. Because when anything that led to on anything who need you make at the word, man, all the very, very important. Because at a time like this, in Kewezoku, when God rule like this, you don't really so was a paper not doubt to see a doubt. So all sequences, you understand, people need to hear Marahara, or anything they mean. All right, the should make you know.
Yeah, thank you for your contribution. Because hang on a minute, another person, I'll pick this call. Yeah, you know, the caller just mentioned about spirituality. I have said it in one of the platforms. Yes, somebody like me, I believe in God, and I believe things do happen in the spirit. But when it comes to the issue of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, before you assume that this is spiritual, you have to think. The way Mazi Nnamdi Kanu think and operate now, has he been like that before? Because I will agree that it is spiritual when there is changes, sudden change in the character. But to me, in this case, I don't see any sudden change in the character. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has been whom he is. When it comes to authoritativeness, Nnamdi Kanu has been an authoritative person. He has believed in that supremacy. It's only him that will speak. That his words are law. Once he speaks it, it must come to pass. When he asks you to move, you must move. Nnamdi Kanu has been that when he was out. And he still remains the same. Now he's in. So there hasn't been any changes. So you can't assume this to be spiritual. When it comes to the management of resources, when he was out, he has believed it is only him that controls money. Now he's in. He still holds same ideology. It's only him and him alone. So what has changed? I don't believe it is spiritual. It has nothing to do with spiritual because there is no change in character here. He has been like this and he remains like that. So I don't see any spiritual exchange that took place. It's the same man you knew years ago. That is still same him speaking. The only difference now is that there are people that are saying no to some of the laws he's passing. And you know, as somebody that has got obediences 100%, now you are disobeying him. It's making him agitated and he's not happy about it. So there's nothing spiritual here. Then again, the caller you talked about the DOS opening up. I believe in that. You know, I even posted it some time ago because the allegation and blackmail, or if not challenge, at a time, even the people that believe in you will start to think otherwise, that there could be elements of truth. At least that's why I'm happy in that broadcast Mazi made on Saturday. And this man didn't even go in, but at least he was able to open up a little bit, a very tiny bit. When you see the responses, the reactions as a result of that little eye-opening, you can see people that were in dark, we kind of received little light, little sense. And it's just a very tiny bit because they didn't go in. Because they have had that thing in them to protect, to cover. You understand? So I believe in Kama aga eboku unu ji na ede. Nke owu na eboku nwe ihe aga ebu unu ebokarịa unu. Open tokwana up. For people's understanding. Because our people nwekele little mind. Okwaya ka ekbenima deceived a lot out of this deceit and blackmail. So, enwe ka esi bukotakwa unu ihe, ọ na-apụtakwa golukwa na isi unu. Let people, the people you are leading, let them know the truth. Because the truth will always set free. Thank you, caller, for your contributions. I have another call. Somebody called again. Let me see if it's this person. I think it's you. So I'm calling you back. You can pick your call now and make it a snap. Yeah, good evening and welcome to the program.
Yeah, good evening.
Yeah, good evening and welcome.
Yeah, because you know, since 2021, since the arrest of Mazi and Nnamdi, today was the day I just changed my profile picture. Reason because I felt betrayed. That all I'm seeing is betrayal, and from our leader, Mazi Nnamdi. You know, I'm going to wait to go in a broadcast. You know, to somehow. You know, more than I feel, you know, because one I feel somehow. Because but now I've come to understand everything named Mazi Nnamdi can name engineer. Because I don't think deeply. Because from the time he was arrested, whatever happened in Kenya happened, and the rendition of him to Nigeria, and the court processes, and the siblings begin to give issues to the leadership, like opening Radio Biafra, another Radio Biafra, and Mazi Nnamdi was aware of that Radio Biafra radio they opened, and they didn't say anything about it. All these things that happened till date continue happening. Like one of the first caller that said that it is about the supremacy. No, I don't think it's only that. I think there's a cover up that I want to happen, that Mazi Nnamdi go say that this thing is supposed to be covered, and DOS shouldn't know about it, because what happened, that accident in Kenya, it's what prompted DOS to start knowing, some of them to know more. Now, that thing that happened in Kenya make them to know more about what is happening in this movement. And now, those things now, Mazi Nnamdi is now trying to push them away in order to seal up these things. Because I don't see why you discipline others in faith. You don't want to discipline your brother or your close ally, like a Madibuko. The one himself, he committed is something that we know that if it is another person, and he said they should forgive him and reinstate him to the DOS. For what purpose? Which means that trust you have already told your secretary that you don't trust the members of the DOS. You don't trust them for them to give you information what they. That is one thing. That is why the reason why him want to restate Madibugo into the DOS. So all these things, in fact, I can tell you, Mazi Nnamdi has insulted this DOS in a level I can't even quantify, because the level of insult is too much to me. These men, honorable men with their family, working in Western world, feeding where they don't have, when they come close to the money, these are people that are working in big companies. The money, they are not supposed to have oversight in the IPOP account. Men that are working with you in leadership, leaders, DOS members, you chase them away. Just like a hunter that takes a dog to the bush, and when the dog maybe catch a grass cutter, and when he comes to the room, the hunter say, chase the dog away. He's a criminal. He will eat the grass cutter. So why I'm saying this thing, my sister, please, my own concern today is about these DOS. Please, for them to roll out all the plans, they need to move on. Because there is no decision Mazi Nnamdi have taken from that since his arrest from Kenya till today that years fruit. There is no single decision that yield any result.
Not at all.
Not at all. All is taking us backward. Which means, even I can say, even when he was outside, all those things we are just making noise. All is noise. Noisy. But this DOS has taken time to go into the mind of governments, countries, penetrate so many ways, so many countries, and everything, which Mazi couldn't do. We are seeing Mazi Nnamdi supremely that will, okay, why now he alone? Why now this time now he is alone now? Why is it that he's not making the right decision? Which means when he was outside, it's because of this leadership. Even the ones that are happening, it is because of this leadership. That is why things are going well. So please, the US should move on.
Okay, thank you.
We should move on. Please, you people that are close or can relate with them, or if anyhow, please, they should move on.
Yeah, thank you for your...
My name is Mazi, calling from India.
Okay, Ndewo Mazi Obinna. Yeah, the fact is, the DOS knew they have the support of members, because not that we are supporting them because we hated Mazi, no, but because we saw that we couldn't see anything, any of those things they are pointing at that these guys are. At times they will tell you they have not achieved anything since 5 years. Before you see, and the person engineering all this has been writing this on the account, fake accounts he uses. But if somebody like me starts to question you now, for how many years you spent IPOB money with the so-called lobbying, whatever, every month, $80-something thousand. $80-something thousand. That is what IPOB were coughing out for a number of years as lobby. Can we know what that lobbying firm has done? Can there be any handover? Tell us where or what have they achieved? Where did they stop? We would like to know. If care is not taken, these are some of the things that will be coming up. Because as a leader that spent that huge amount of money, you are accountable at least to say this is what this lobby firm was able to achieve. Even at your illegal conviction, we have not had any lobbying firm from America coming out to dispute Nigeria's government's conviction. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. We never have seen or had any input from them. The DOS, we are not told nor handed over anything about such lobby. You know, when some people say this is being run like a family enterprise, don't blame them. Because in a typical organization where hundreds of thousands were paid monthly as lobby, and the leader happens to be in, at least there should be a connection of that lobbying firm to the leadership to work with, to direct them, to help them. As far as I know, there is no help from that so-called lobby. It's all waste of money. It's all fraud. It's all fraud. It's all fraud. What is the fact? Before you ask the people here, what have they achieved? You that spent hundreds of thousands of dollars, what did you achieve? Nothing. You didn't achieve anything. Somebody was even suggesting, had it been our money, we are being well managed, by now we would have houses all over the country. Because the contributors, then are 2 monthly due. In case when lapses, if they begins to fail, because anyway you cannot get when they lose people that lost jobs, when people that are not able to contribute, when there are lapses and the leadership made some investment, money can be raised somewhere to support. But all the thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions contributed were all lavished. Unnecessarily, no result, no effect. No effect. Even at this moment, people are no more, even I would say there's less people contributing. But this leadership has been able to use little savings to acquire a building in Italy. If all not renting that building, if they're going to rent it, at least money will be coming out to used to run the movement somehow. IPOB, we have been in a stage where we would have channeled and invest our resources, because the journey we are embarking on is a long journey. We don't even know when we get to that destination, of which all these plans would have been put in place in case in the future, if there are difficulties, at least we now see places or where to raise funds from. Man, all the thing lavishly hand, including the one in the German account that runs in millions. These are the money meant for services for the number of years. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not the only person in the prison. Thousands are stuck up there. If millions will be carried away by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu because he's in prison, what of our other comrades? Should we abandon them? Are they not human beings? Are they not born by men and women? Do they not have flesh and blood? Well, these are the things people need to consider. But that selfishness has blinded some, that it is not only to the siblings, is only Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is in. That is why the whole money that belongs to IPOB must be withdrawn and seized by Kanus. Where is this being done? Where is this being done? And we claim we are preparing to build a better nation. That is why we are pointing at this 40 foundation. And you know, here it's here can the foundation I lay here, or the one solid. Work on it. Do something about it. Otherwise, the house is liable to collapse, no matter the height. That is the correction we are giving. If you think this correction will not be made, you are joking. We will continue to hammer on it. It must have to be corrected. In the next ward of the Kanus, if they happen to find themselves in any organization, they will understand that public funds belongs to the public, not to them. Thank you. Somebody is on the line. Let me pick this call by Lion Man. Hello, good evening, sir, Lion Man, and welcome to the program.
Yeah, good evening from you. Good afternoon from here.
Okay. Okay, it's good afternoon there. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, my dog is quite unfortunate what we have discovered so far. You know, what you are talking about right now is what I'm not in the leadership. You know, many of them, they are, you know, how I say their own assumption or exaggeration. I'm not in the leadership. I'm just an ordinary IPOB member.
Mm-hmm.
But there are one thing about me. As la old old soldier must remain a soldier.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
There are certain things that will happen. Then, since I have the privilege to run some certain background investigation, I have to do it on my own without consulting anybody. Like most things, most people are beginning to see clearly now. This thing have been, you have been with most of us since 2022.
Mm-hmm.
Because 2022 is when I discover every damn thing. But I'm going to tell you that the IPOB Brazil, the few men and women that remain there, these people are, may I say, they are secret keepers. You know, I tried them with some few things that I discovered on my own, especially my coordinator. Because my coordinator is an advanced man.
Mm-hmm.
Even as a young guy, I will not reveal anything to him. I called him. I said, sir, look at what I discovered. And I was showing him evidence of everything.
Mm.
The man was heartbroken, I'm telling you. At the end of the day, I said, just keep it to yourself. I just show you because you're a coordinator. Because coordinator is a leader.
Mm.
You know, when people say leader, they are not even including coordinators as leaders.
Mm-hmm.
Coordinators are leaders. So I think you are one
Yeah,
of the leaders.
because lion man, bia onye about live broadcast, nekwanya, it take his time. I want to do whom you are. Come one kwagi now. Nekwegi nebuhali ha. I was gonna nwere udo. The other time I prayed for you for God to restore back peace in you. If there were nonsense here, I will tell the world whom you are and the other accounts. You were 3 different accounts in the use now. 4 of them.
No, don't say anything. Don't say anything. Don't say who have that account. I know is it that Chiu Biafra?
Yana Zuzu Hali. No mama no more melia. No, na me do you. I not do you.
Okay, just leave that account, please. Don't leave that account. Everybody should just have that kind of mind. I want everybody to have. That mind is mind of let us move forward. What can we do? Henceforth, not what have spoiled. It's only lazy people. It's only lazy people who always believe in past condition. Anybody who always capitalizes in past condition, I don't associate myself with that kind of person. I believe this thing has been done. What can we do now to change it? To march forward, what can we do? And that is why I keep everything I discovered since 2022. Everything I discovered, that's why I keep them aside. Even I even encourage Ipob Brazil, I say, henceforth, let us move forward. But what I'm showing you people here is, anytime Mazi Nnamdi is out, that we are going to call him, sit him down, ask him some few questions. Then if other people are afraid of asking him, I, Lion Man, will ask him, where are you, sir? If he says he's in London, if he says he's in America, I will buy my ticket and go and meet him there. We have to talk. I made that decision. I said, we have to talk. Because what I discovered was shocking to me. What kind of shocking to me, because we trusted Mazi Nnamdi so much that we don't even think, because when he made that degree of nobody should go near Ipob phone, because he made that degree on Radio Biafra, he repeated it, I said, nobody, Ipob phone is strictly for Nnamdi, and they start praising Nnamdi. He said he's a woman that everybody can trust. He said he's a very trust hand. When I asked question, he explained. He said because if the leadership begin to monitor the money, they may get corrupt. In that direction, I look at it as say, well, maybe. But, strictly even that kind of money that belongs to over 80 million people in one woman's hand is very dangerous. Again, because what is very dangerous is nobody owns his own life. As I'm speaking to you today, tomorrow you may hear something. You may hear that man that spoke to you today. Tomorrow you couldn't wake up. This is life. I don't know why our African people, they always exclude death in whatever they are doing. To me, I learned it from the white people. I include death in whatever I'm doing. I always tell my family, if I'm going out in the morning, I will just crack it as a joke. I will say, I'm going out here now. But if God permits me and come back, glory be to God, I'll come and meet you guys. They will say, go, nothing will happen. I say, I know nothing will happen. But remember, there are some people who went for their daily activities, try, accidental bullets from nowhere. Each them, they die. So that is part of it. So what I'm saying here is this. Yes, he disappointed everybody in activities of his siblings, which I have never said anything in regards of that. If our leader is giving Ipob members respect, this is where I capitalize. I say, it seems that our leader are not respecting the people in Ipob. Before our leader, we respect any other persons in Biafra land. I strongly believe I strongly believe he should have IPOB as his primary, as his priority in terms of respect. One, do you know why case of Mazi Nnamdi got very rotten, very spoiled? It's because he doesn't respect IPOB, he doesn't listen to IPOB. But when you don't respect them, you don't have to listen to them. So he sees IPOB members as irrelevant in his life. That is why when everybody were trying to step in to tell him no, do this, and let me just open up now. Let me just tell you one tip why Mazi Nnamdi were avoiding IPOB. It's because of this mess. It's because of this mess his siblings did with our phone. He deliberately, apart from blackmail, his siblings did against Stephen Ejiofor and the Michael government. But Mazi Nnamdi was, Mazi Nnamdi is a smart man. He's a very smart person. He was trying to play a game that let me run my freedom on myself without IPOB interposition. So that when he come out, he can capitalize on that, saying, I am the one who run my freedom out by myself. IPOB was not involved. Then with that, the gullible Biafrans will fall for it. Then nobody will now have opportunity to say, Oga, can you account for us? Because he's afraid that if IPOB were involved in his freedom, then he will be ready to account for us when he got freedom. Because one, but Stephen Ejiofor is loyal to IPOB Foundation. Do you understand me? This is the reason why. Because when I discussed it with one of our intelligence member who is a DSS officer too, this is exactly what we concluded. We said, this man is playing a very high-risk game where he is trying to avoid some accountability, which is very dangerous. And look at where the thing have landed. He know that IPOB was in a good lane of making decision of that his case. But look at how he avoided IPOB. But even when leadership were trying so hard, to direct him, to give him directive, for where he keep on cutting off, until everything gets rotten. So this is my concern. So what I'm begging everybody is, I know many things have been reviewed to some course, but I'm begging, let everybody, whatever you're holding, be a man, be a woman of a very big heart. Because it takes a big heart to endure those things. I want everybody to endure those things. And let us move forward. If you watch Mazi Nnamdi now, the way it is now, I don't think he's coming back to IPOB. If he comes out, he may try to move on with another group, which Biafrans have known IPOB. That's why I say IPOB belongs to us. It doesn't belong to him. He sacrificed his mother and his father. Many Biafrans have sacrificed entire family. I may tell you there's one guy, because of this agitation, the mother died, the father died, his brother died, then the wife left him. So are you going to take the price of that kind of person to compare with the price of Mazi Nnamdi? No, there are people who have paid many bigger price than him. That's why I say the only offense we can give those who have died their soul, or those who have suffered so much in this struggle, is for us to allow IPOB to be destroyed. That is why I urge every member. The only good fight you can fight is that no matter whoever that want to destroy IPOB, even if it Mazi Nnamdi himself, if it's nearby you, one day, use 2 by 2 and hit the person on the head. It doesn't matter whoever. Leave respect aside. We all are mature. We all are grown men. Some of us have grandchildren. So what are we talking about here? Some people will say we are not respected. Mazi Nnamdi should return the respect to the IPOB members. This is what we are fighting. This is the reason why we are fighting for Biafra. because we want to bring a new change in Africa,
Mm-hmm.
where leaders respect their own citizens. Because if you watch Africa as a whole, there's no leader in Africa that respects their own citizens. This is where God even punished them.
Mm.
But look at the cities, look at the leaders of white people. They bow down before their own citizens, respect their own citizens. Let me tell you one thing that happened in Dry Port where I work. There is one, what do you call it, this bedroom, all this bedroom, toilet and everything. That place is very big and well furnished, well prepared, well built. Then what happened? There's an administration that entered. They want to practice corruption. So they want people to be paying a little amount of money. They call it maintenance money. Like people who have licenses to operate, they're like us. They want us to be paying a little money every month. Then the citizens of this country, even I put it in consideration, I say, okay, we can pay, since it's a little amount. The citizens of this country, they said no. They called me, they said I should shut up my mouth. Say here is their country. Say they should, the administration should go and ask the former administration how they managed to maintain that place without collecting money from them. They say if this place can be maintained for 4 years without collecting any time from them, they say it should continue like that.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what happened? Last 2 weeks, they start closing water. Sometimes 2 hours they will go and lock the water. When you ask them, they will tell you this and that, this and that. Do you know that only one man get up and confront the chairman? He told the chairman, he said, this thing that we have continued for 2 weeks now, locking water for 2 hours, opening it later, locking water for 3 hours, opening it later. He said, he should get ready. He said the day he will mobilize people here, he said either him die or one person must go to prison. Only that one that man spoke. Do you know that since Monday, that thing, the man will take his hand off. Everything begin to work perfectly well again. Because this is why people, as that man said that word, he have made up his mind. He may come there one day, pull trigger and blow that man's head. And he will go to prison. The man will lose his life, and that is all. But can you say that in Africa? Go there and say it in Nigeria. You will see some, even your fellow people, your fellow citizens will descend on you. They will tell you, nah, leave the man now, he's turn, allow him to make money. This is the problem. Look at what most of Biafrans are saying on media, supporting corruption that we have found out. Is it supposed to be? And if you watch many people who are supporting this corruption that we have discovered in Ipob, it's those people who are not contributing anything.
Yeah, exactly. Have
you contributed one couple in Ipob?
Not at all.
The beneficiary of Ipob.
Not at all.
He has been the beneficiary of Ipob. He has never contributed one couple in Ipob. He has been the beneficiary of Ipob. Acharogu, he has been the beneficiary of Ipob. If you watch all of them there, when I watch all of them, I say, well, I don't blame them. They are not bringing, so they are only taking. That's why they are rolling their mouth. People who are bringing, they are hot. Their hearts are broken. Those who are bringing, when they discover this, they are very, very, annoyed with what they have found out.
Yeah.
In respect of all those things, or despite all those things, I am begging, let everybody focus on the goal which we were pursuing, which is Biafra restoration. That is all. Leadership have managed empty purse. Only God knows how they survived it before they balance. That's why I respect them so much, because it's not easy to run organization empty. 0, 0 plus 0. This one, let me say there is 1 somewhere. 0 plus 0. That is why Ibrahim was shouting on his program that the IPOB will be a thing of the past, because Ibrahim understand that it's not easy to run an organization without money. He understands it.
Mazi summarizes there, okay, let me pick other two calls.
So I'm ready. So in conclusion, please, I will ask everybody to focus on the restoration of Biafra. Let us leave them. If they continue to mess themselves up, they will come up with more evidence. But we are giving them the grace for them to respect themselves. We are not coming after them because of money. But we are telling them, allow the leadership to operate IPOB.
That's it.
And get Biafra.
Exactly.
And get Biafra. But if they continue to disturb IPOB, we will be left without no other option to pour everything on them. Then let me see how they will. Let me see the kind face they will use to face Biafrans.
Yeah. Oh, Ndewo, thank you. I can see Omote Biafra, Ndewo. Thank you for that commendation. Fabian Afumuzo, the things DOS did is that they stopped siblings of Onyendu MK from continuing stealing IPOB money. Oh, offense her committee. They restructured IPOB money because initially it belongs to them. They nip out as much as possible they wanted. Now it's no more so. So, kita asikanye banye struggle all along. We have been on a private business, private enterprise. They have used us, made merchandise of us in the past. Now, no can you be do freedom fighting. If anybody is contributing penny, just know your money is being used exactly the way or what you had in mind. You know, many a times when I pay my monthly due, there are things that motivates me. When I remember these are comrades in August, they stock up in different DSS, in different prisons. Honestly, I would say in my mind that we cannot abandon these guys. Anyhow, anyway, we want them out. We want them out, and we want to get Biafra. These are the things people have in mind for coughing out whatever penny they earned out of pains. So it's very, very heartbreaking. After that, you've later find out that refused to walk are feeding fat from your sweat. Watch all these guys in a Honor. None of them is contributing, as Lion Man said. To them, they are the ones that even telling you, pay my rent. Remember in Kenya, she described herself as a hookupian. Is she not the one telling you you have refused to pay my rent? The one over Darlington, that one is the one fighting for them to be paid, to be on salary. So all of them, that is why when whoever that is engineering and sending them to go and attack, the guys you are sending, they don't have legs. They cannot break any door, and that is why all their noise has no effect. These guys, tell me, have they achieved anything? Have they changed anything? They have not, and they will not change. To start with, they have no solid point they are making. Number two, they are not even the right people to be used. Because when I use any tool, it should be the suitable ones. And not these unsuitable millipedes. What can they do? They couldn't tell, and that's why you are more angry. You are more frustrated. Because you've chosen, and the fight you chose is a very wrong one, starting with. That's why Chineke is not with you. God is not with you. Anything that made Biafrans to take a decision to stand by the DOS, just know this is divinity at work. Or Chukuna Loliha. This is the Biafra spirit at work. Because the Biafra spirit is the spirit of truth. He goes where truth is. He stands by the truth. He exists by the truth. So what you saw is not ordinary. It's not the making of Chinasa Nwuru. Stop being angry with Chinasa. Stop being angry with Ejofo. They are not the make of these things. This is Biafra spirit at work. The spirit that makes the dumb to begin to speak. the spirit that makes the shy in the to start to talk. I talked about myself. I don't plan anything before coming on live. I just open up. Whatever thing that comes from my mouth comes. And then I'm guana hack, mama guana hack, mam biasina aguna aquahaling. No. This is the spirit speaking. You do not fight the spirit. It came to my heart yesterday evening that these guys are innocent. Their hands are clean. The DOS. If their hands are not clean, Biafrans will not stand by them. So, Gyonyan Anog, withdraw. Spare your life. Let me pick another call. Okay, let me pick this call. Hello. Good evening and welcome to the program.
Yes, sir. That's my sister. Yeah, I want him to check it. Well, and I may check it with us now. In all these stories on there, what time on social media, you know, it's hurting everybody. I don't know that just again now this struggle for people to do whatever they want to do, and then just get away with it. I'm not only from Georgia. Oh, well, even I think one of my coordinators are here too. He's watching you at the same time. Oh, well, of course, you're my ambassador, walking walk or whatever. You know, he stole our $90,000. Yeah, we got contribute to. Shall Buru got here about for having no Kuniba and Yeburu care about for. Now, boss everybody fools. It's heartbreaking to be honest with you because look at this thing, I don't even know what else to think. Now, with this time, they walked on and they walked on atrocities of Union do. I'm saying I don't most surprised one I'm not watching. This is the least thing we could think of that could come out from his own side. Knowing how much he has been preaching to us about white and whiter and so and the rest of it. Knowing how much he has condemned anything that has to do with criminality. So seeing this thing now popping up like his own immediate family, the thing will be killed. I used to think, my own self, maybe this will have so much brainwashed him that he doesn't know whatever that he's doing no more. So he just talks from both sides of his mouth. I don't even know what to think, to tell the truth. The whole thing is just, I don't know, you know. One of our, Patrick, he came, you know, there was this thing he made, he posted a few hours ago saying, I think something in regards to if it's okay for like the leadership you know, trying contemplating or posting all the whole evidences in regards to what has gone wrong based on our money, and not just the evidence, even with the videos and everything. I want to comment. I'm saying, listen, my brother, this is not the right time to do this now. Everybody get general. Everybody get cherry. I'm here out there in my home, but we have to kind of calm down a little bit. In the sense that now, I got you KG, that's number one. Then now, I ain't like this, I ain't mayor. All we may do, why you want here personally, in the sense that there are people. I can cook with this. It's been years. It's been discouraging a whole lot of people. With this one, they met with somebody with so much trust, so much. And then don't you guys think that is probably it may discourage a whole lot of people? You want them not to contribute no more. This is where I am going. You want to go? I chill going down for a little bit. Let's just keep supporting the leadership and keep forging ahead. Not to bring up no evidence. Without on the middle place, I won't take this evidence there. Don't you think it's going to contribute a whole lot of stuff, even the federal government and stuff like that? I don't know. Maybe I'm not saying it right, but I know what I want to say, but I'm just thinking, I think it's about time for us to just, can I come with a little bit of down? Can you help him endorse and I try to live my nice step back, to discourage them? Because Mazi will call him out myself for one time and all those things. Seeing what is going on now, what exactly is it going? Can you get benefit? That's what I wanted to know, to be honest. Can you not give me that? Don't you think it's going to hurt a lot of stuff? So that is the area I'm kind of capitalizing and what I go. No, I am going to let the DOS, let them shoot their sword for now.
Because if I may ask you, did you hear this from any? Did you hear this now? Let me ask you. Did you hear this announcement from any DOS member? Do you know? Do you know if Patrick just wanted to pull people's legs?
That is, I understand. That's where I was going. Even Lolo, when she held a program this morning on TikTok, I even mentioned the same thing. Listen, everybody with their own private. People were cursing now. When everybody has to calm down for now. He's not perfect. He has opened up our eyes. We have known a lot of things which we did not know. So for now, he's not perfect. Happy email here. There may be a whole lot of stuff as it stands now. And then the whole one guy put on Lolo Neka, this thing, Neku, him and our cousin, Masna, the kind of Neku, this thing, set up that way go Jamaica. Because listen, man, when you did not hear this thing from DOS or Radio Biafra, don't come and be speculating on none of these things now. You have to go to know who. Let us focus on here with the time I go say the genocide and the Christian genocide. Can I know how to really use our time now as it stands? Can I get work to everyone? Mama get work to one from Nigeria. Oh, 1 year ago IP got this got awesome. Oh, 1 year ago IPOB got lucky. It's not possible.
Okay, bro. Comrade, I'm going here now. Let me answer you. If you listen to what I am saying. This information in question has been information in custody for years. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in question, all these things has been open to people in the leadership, but they made a vow that this man must be protected. This man must be secured. This has been what they held and they continue to hold it. Despite that, the same area and I protect has continued to kick harder and harder. When you hear some of these allegations going on against the leadership, this is where it is coming from the same person you want to protect. When you hear some of the expositions, it is coming from the same person you want to protect. The DOS sent one of them. What it means to take such a risk, a member of the DOS. Now, many of us don't want to step in there. Took a risk to go and see Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. All the discussions, only both of them held securely before that man up from Sokoto. The millipede Darlington has already online said everything that happened in that discussion. So who leaked that information? Is that not jeopardy? Do you think if any other person goes there, these guys, the siblings and the people around wouldn't plot and put that person in trouble? And what only also jeopardize the things now the same source. DOS have they said anything? DOS have not said anything.
Exactly, that's what I was trying to tell you. Mr. Okay, now there's so much information that is on the plate of the DOS, which they've been enduring for almost 3, 4, 5 years, which is not easy. They stood still, despite the fact that they are paying with a guy Gucci, yet we're still donating. I'm just thinking that now, I don't know, nobody's happy at all as it stands now. But then, when I kind of get a little confused, if we continue doing this, now, what exactly is it going to lead us? That's why I kind of get confused. I don't even know. Everybody's talking about it, which is the right thing to talk about. But the issue I'm trying to pinpoint to, that's where I'm trying to understand, which I'm not even clear. Only when they answer, I want more, so like I'm water because he's talking about it. The thing I want even for my comment the other day, this thing my coordinator, I called him on the phone personally. I'm upset myself.
Okay, now let me ask you, remember this starting to talk, we started it because of the gang up blackmail allegations and a level on these people. Something prompted our speaking up. Many a times, I have said it, we know all these things, and we wanted to protect it. The more you want to keep quiet, the more these guys are coming up with all manners. And all madness send her. All madness send her. Of course, we know the plan that we are saying this does not mean it's going to kwasa. After all, many eyes are being opened. These guys are not calling her for 2 years. And they criticize. For more than 2 years. Is it not enough for them now to withdraw? Have they withdrawn? They have refused to withdraw. That's more even a kind of open up a little bit. Because many people need to be saved. Because many did not know the truth. All along, everything people we are hearing has been against the DOS. How they did this, how they did that. At a time, you need to speak up. You cannot tell me now people here, and you keep enduring and keeping quiet. Before you know it, those people that believe in you will start to look at you as if you are that thing. People have been talking about you.
You're very right. But our people are not that. That's most of our people are they know the truth already. To be honest with you, how am I go the truth? How am I going to truth? But you know, I mean, when you also we just, I guess, you know, I don't know, man. I don't know what else to tell the truth. But
okay, okay, now, what we are doing is we are countering. Let me now present it this way. Because the person sending these guys, Onenya had different areas to go on. Different channel to open up as a blackmail and allegation against Ndinonisi. Remember, Ndi cannot start to come and they're not talk the way we talk. So we have that responsibility to protect the struggle. We have that responsibility to debunk with the truth what we know regarding each of those things they are bringing up against the struggle and against the leadership. It's not the leadership talking. It's not them talking. It's people that decided, okay, these guys wants to label you because he actually meant that okay, label Biafrans to okute. They want Biafrans to stone these people. How long shall you continue to keep quiet when your life is at risk? They are looking for more that people should go. I don't know when they say a lot of things against him. I don't know what happened. He cut off. Yes, of course, everybody is angry and frustrated. Who is not, including me? I am. Everybody is frustrated. We cannot continue to protect you while you go on to jeopardize things. You can't. The way you want to destroy people, when people are beginning to talk even the truth about you, you should enjoy it. If not, withdraw. Why can't you withdraw? Why can't you withdraw? So, yeah. I think another person called. Who else called me? Or I will bring this to an end. Are you calling back again? Okay, now this is a different person. Hello, good evening and welcome to the program.
Yeah, okay. Good evening. Please, I was hearing everything you are talking with the last speaker, you know. The problem we have there is on our own, when they say we should dial, go down, don't talk. You understand? The thing makes me go crazy. That thing will not affect us, giving money we are giving. The truth is being exposed, and which is the right thing to do.
Okay? Continue, I'm coming, yeah?
Yeah. So the truth is being exposed. Meanwhile, while we are doing that, people are seeing the truth. Because a lot of things is flying everywhere in the media. And if you keep quiet, then a lot of damage will be done. They are attack every day. Every day, attack. These guys, they are nothing. They can't match the calibers in IPOB. You understand? So there's nothing I know. And after all, all this nonsense is coming from only Cindy Aroba, which is Martin and the Calum. You understand? We have to call it as it is. You understand? So if this advice have to be given, CJ Martin and the Calum are Sokoto. You understand? So let him solve the problem from Sokoto. After he solve the problem, we can solve it. You understand? And my attack, I know what I have with the one, I have 10. We have all this sharp I gather, who are there? If you challenge here, IPOB. I put through Nigeria, put whatever Nigeria condition had it now. I'll this useless people, not a DNA reporting online. You understand? It's not affecting us anywhere. Even now, I will increase my money I'm giving in IPOB. So there's nothing we are telling us. We are not dialing anything down. That advice should go to when you see the Aruban on Sokoto. Now I gather this nonsense now I go on. Since how many times I watch and get it. I know let's go down, let's not talk. And every time I look at it one allegation from one side. Tomorrow they bring another allegation from another side. Then tomorrow they continue bringing allegation. Nonsense. What is their mission? To destroy IPOB, and they want us to keep quiet. We are not keeping quiet. We get them fire by fire. We give them IPOB treatment. I don't want to have this is the only thing I want to contribute.
Okay, yeah, thank you, my dear. Your stand is my stand as well. It's only a handicapped man who will fold your hand, and the enemy is at your gate. No break it door. Now to give missiles for years, for months, for days, back to back. Because you want peace. All along we've kept quiet. Did it make any difference? It never made a difference. It's just that we are not focusing only on it. We are not focusing on it. It can only affect the struggle when things we're supposed to do and we didn't do that. Then it has had an effect on the struggle. As far as we are, if there's any event that we have, you will see people. The one that happened last week, did the IPOB Island, did they not represent? IPOB UK did they not do? So I want is it you that will withdraw, that will refrain? Every IPOB member is a typical fighter. If you bring fight, you will meet fight. If you bring peace, you will meet peace. Thank you, caller, for your contribution. Let me pick this other call. Thank you. Yeah. Hello, good evening, and welcome to the program. This struggle. I would like a woman to call.
Hello, I don't know.
Hello, good evening, and welcome to the program.
Yeah. Maybe for my only two contribution this evening is all about encouragement. I just want to encourage our DOS. It is not just easy. I happen to be a strong member before, but because of this our so-called supreme leaders this thing, I stepped back. But I still do what I'm supposed to do in most cases. So let me just say this thing. Onyada Walamba, I know them. I spoke with my national coordinator here in Germany a few days ago. This is a guy, my brother. You guys have seen hell, I'm young way kind of alcohol monjo. But I just want to say, keep on keeping on. It's not easy. Personally, I can't take it. This is my whole. I'm close to 60 now. I've never seen the kind of this family of our so-called supreme leader. How do we do life? So and my Honoru, Idozim, and all members of the US, and my son Biko Bara on their behalf, not to forgive them, even if it's possible, expose everything they have done, because when they were conscious, it has to do with. I mean, we are in Western world. I've been here for what 6 years, 7 years in Western world. I know a lot. You don't eat 1 cent of German money, and you come and tell them maybe it's a mistake. My sister, I don't want to be brutal, but if you ask me, this our story is my neighbor, I know him, I'm a man, everything about him from the same side, from the same village, from everything. It's not a very good job. It's not. It's just like we are trying to be. I mean, we've been enjoying a lot, covering a lot of nonsense, covering a lot of America said bullshit. But enough is enough. So let me not go beyond Edom Postlega for now. My point is, I just want to encourage the DOS. Please do not have a lamba. People should not give up, because what they want or what their agent asks them to do is just to destroy the DOS.
To destroy them. To destroy them. For Biafrans to hate them. Okay, because can't you go to comrade? Yeah. And I said, are they telling us to keep quiet? What of their plan to do away with this DOS and replace them with the so-called committee? So do they mean that we should just keep quiet and be watching? Do you know it's because we are talking? That is why they have withdrawn from releasing names of the people they want to take over. Oh, Makanani, because people like us are resisting. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu cannot send anyhow message now, because he knew he already has resistance. You understand? Because people are talking, people are standing tall. That is why you withdraw. If not no go resistance, you would have seen what he would have done. Yeah. You would have seen.
If the people in the DOS or his own people like us, or his own friends, who know about this guy, Biafrans are Koyaso. But then the only person I respect in that whole family, I'm the wife.
Yeah, in fact, I'm going to say before they withdraw from. It's only that woman.
I said something to the coordinator. That family is cost best until that close. Not that wife, not the new woman I respect. It's not that wife, the wife of Nnamdi Kanu. The only secret the whole family the cost because one is Nnamdi Kanu is not bigger than any person's head. Nnamdi Kanu is not bigger than those even people that phone now. We are talking about supreme. Who is supreme? And we have to be supreme in Alibo. We want to be supreme in Biafra. But let's just do as if we don't know what we're doing. I'm encouraging Mazi, I respect that man so much. Mazi has your and so many, all of them. Let them just keep on keeping on. Because they were sent to destroy.
Correct. A group call. Direct. Yeah. Direct. And I speak to them. The fight in a serious battle here. Yeah, thank you for your contributions. Let me pick this other call. Hello, good evening, and welcome to the program.
Yeah, sister, I greet you immensely. We have seen your handwork and I want to call Ruby and the Inabani because I just want to call to encourage us to remain steadfast. We have crossed the Rubicon about the statement of our leader, so we are not going back. because we've got a milestone. We've gone so far. So whatever they are doing, it will now just go new with director of state. Hence, our happiness is that everyone back. There are an institution that he has already formed, who has the blueprint to this very the pathway to achieve this very project of restoration to a new nation. You know, I got put on those in the middle of the way and start saying, "Oh no, let's just go in. Let's go in the directorate of states because they have the blueprint. So whatever that's happening, they're not discouraging people over anyone. So I want to somebody. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you for your contributions. Yeah. Chiumu Biafra, you said even me, Ogechuku. Okay, can you call me after this broadcast? Chiumu Biafra, can you call me? I would like to speak to you. Please, if you don't mind, call me. Or you give me your number to call you after this broadcast. Yeah. I have another person that called before. Mbamara, I think you've spoken, isn't it? Have you spoken? I can't remember. Hello, good evening. Have you called before?
Yes, I have.
You've spoken, yeah?
No, I haven't.
Okay, yeah, I saw you.
But it's busy, so I decided to wait.
Okay, yeah, you are in now. You can go on.
Okay. And one other, there's something you said, because when people are making analysis like this, I pick words. One of the most striking one is when you said that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu don't realize that those were the same people he left 5 years ago, but they are not the same anymore in character and understanding. Reasons are a lot has happened and we have learned our lessons. He could not believe that this is happening to him because he thought it was business as usual. It's an order. Nobody questions it. And it will be carried out. But unfortunately for him, people have learned a lot of lessons during Simon Ekpa and all that thing. So now, and the mechanism that he always used to facilitate this his agendas, he made monster point because the media is the one that will go all out and chase these people away. But the people in media, people like you, Patrick, DK, others have learned, have seen, no, it's not like that. And I've seen Okija making videos several times, even apologizing to Uchemepo for what he did. I was on his program yesterday. Obi Dienu came in. What is it called? Obi Dienu came in. I saw what he wrote. And I asked, are you the really Obi Dienu? He said yes. So I was laughing. You see? So things have changed. It's high time Mazi Nnamdi Kanu we realize that he's not an emperor. He's not an emperor. You have people. If you are one man squad, why did you have zonal coordinator there, zonal coordinator here and there and all these units? Why can't you run the whole thing and know it's your business? But since you cannot be here and be there at the same time, you have to cool down. Listen to what people are saying. We know. I think that's what I said to Akija the other day. This Simon Ekpa episode is a bad experience. But can you agree with me that if it wasn't for this Simon Ekpa episode, people will push this DOS out straight away? But people have seen what they've been through, what they passed through, and people like me will not let it happen. These men suffered a great deal. And when all these things was happening, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu knew that they had no hands in selling him or whatever they call him, or betrayal, before he was apprehended. He could not come out one day and say, no, leave these men alone. So it's like he's even having this beef with them inside before he even went to Kenya and was kidnapped. So remember when he was coming to court, I listened to hear one day, Mazi will say, okay, you think in your head you are beefing with that leadership, leave them outside. Or what about all these women, men, that leave their houses 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m. in the morning under the snow to go and work and get money and put in this struggle. He hasn't thanked them for 1 day. All that time he was going to court. Jail. If I'm lying, put me right.
Yeah, I've said it before now. I've said it before.
Not even 1 day did he say, I thank you all. You know that kind of, but you have time thanking IB, or, you know, the
Rising Sun.
I think, and somebody will come and tell me, no, I can't hear, no, my home. I understand our brother Dave, he's emotional, but if you don't do this, they'll push out this DOS. You, Dave, you're trying to protect too. You love the DOS, you want us to support them. I'm talking about our brother that comes from Atlanta. He's a formidable guy. I know him, very nice guy, very genuine guy. I remember when
No, me, I do understand his concern. No. I didn't cut him. I hope he knows that. He's the one. I don't know if he's the one that cut off or something happened. I never cut him. I listened to him, and then yes, I see in the same way he's saying things, but that's why I try to, on my own way, trying to explain to him as well the reasons behind. It's not like we are into attacking. We are not attacking dogs. We are above that. We don't engage in unnecessary talk.
Yeah, even when this 1,000 kids in Austria was starting, Dave, you know, because Dave was a regular there, so am I, so was every other person. And Dave, when Dave tried to talk to him, one guy saw him put this guy picture on his, you know, how can you put a comrade picture on a program attacking him for nothing, somebody you have not met before, saying all manner of things about the guy. Dave is a very straight up, very stand-up guy, very nice guy. You know?
Yeah, no, I know, I recognize his voice. I know him. He's a good guy. Yeah.
One of the finest gentlemen you can ever meet. But the king is my brother. On that area, I disagree with you. You have to tackle this thing head on. Let's bury our emotions away. We know that it's unfortunate that Mazi now the Kanu name is coming up. You know, getting caught up in a discussion like this, which will never end the stage and didn't want to happen. But the way his brothers are going, and he kept quiet. If we don't push back, they will chase the DOS away for us. And we know what these men have been through. They have never done anything wrong to this struggle. They saved this struggle. Me and you are talking about IPOB today is because of people like this DOS, Mazi and his member, the cabinet. That's all. There's no two ways about it. So we're not going to let anything happen to them. They have lost so many things. His mother died. He couldn't go home. His mother was buried on Boxing Day. He couldn't go home. Most of them, their faces are out there. They cannot go home until Biafra comes. Let me tell you, we have to be straight about that. Okay? So don't, the Kanu brothers are going home, gallivanting, sleeping in hotel from one place to another, and nobody is seeing all these things. So we cannot, you know, let's take emotions away. We have to save this struggle and save this leadership. You know, it's very, very important. So let's put our emotion behind and then tackle this head on. That's all I want to say. And thank you for pointing out that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu don't realize that the men he left are not the same anymore. Not in a bad way. They are better now. They know better now. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you for your great contributions. Ndewo. So I think in the absence of any further call, I will be rounding it up today. Yes, and our focus, anybody thinking that this will bring distraction, to me, I don't see it as a distraction. Anything trending or anything I see unnecessary for the progress of what we are doing that comes up, people still post and talk about it and share it. But that we are talking about this doesn't, it's not like, it's not derailing anybody. It's not derailing me. In case if it's derailing you, or one on a derail, maybe some of the pages where it's being discussed, maybe you can avoid it, because yeah, everybody's if not for anything, for the sanity of your mental health. It happens to me at times. There are certain individuals at times I don't like to listen to because of their content. So if I'm not accepting what you are talking about, there's no need of me standing by to listen. Yeah, that we are talking about this is because we want to correct. Number two, the people involved has been the one throwing stones. And what kind of stones are they throwing? Stones of allegation, stones of destruction, plans to destroy. Plans to destroy. I repeat again, these 100 men, had they been, we did not stand against it. There would have been bigger announcement to come out of it. But where we have benched it now is that they have continued to say they are now walking on the ground. They are now walking on the ground because they know they cannot make any headway with any announcement because we are waiting for them to come. Then they will see more brutality. Oh, Hannah, for when you have people that can stand and challenge. And this is the kind of Biafra we are going to build. Somebody is calling. Yeah, good evening, Chukwebukan. Welcome to the program.
Hello?
Hello, good evening, and welcome to the program.
Hello, okay. Good evening from here.
Yeah, good evening, and welcome. No. I'm still here.
Okay. My name is Sidi Memma Chukwebukan KK. Once again, Ntikeji anu ewezi uche na agbato because I believe this time people are more knowledgeable of what is going on. Nwa gbara abụzi nwa struggle imegoro or intensive aspect of it since 2021 indeed. I believe everybody cannot stand the rotator. Another rotator, man, on the Mbobolonia, Abrono, no, yeah, thanks, oh, yeah, Nani. Because, okay, now, some media to talk to that is what you have only my Metusela, and I mean, wasted education. You know, after Jinta, general human being, Yaman or region on your name. And then my a chaludo anyway, right from the very beginning, I'm on how I'm going to work here. You know, about the voice of the Beba, go away. All I know how to son of his use or her own. I want to go up in a society. I'm not feeling. So education is very important in what we are doing because I believe that now. Anyway, I know you can make before you went channel of need. I hear now June on social media. Because I'm now before you know on social media and make broadcast. But now necessity bring you forward. So everybody like this spirit of Imonia they don't so Obido speak we speak. I'm not an email. The stress that things are, going wrong. We use open voice again. So add the up to please. I'm done the way. So some noises we cannot talk about. So I hear from so many people coming to the social media to air their own views because I know what you hear their email. Only on a comment section now type one thing or the other. I believe from now only they make broadcast they super never and they pick some ways. Their line move the on and they progress the broadcast. So everybody is contributing. I want to know sacrifice at this struggle. Certain more a kind of disappointment. Keduka a whole organization movement as large as this IPOB, KGA, abroad finance. Because within these 8 days, let's go to Nnamdi and communicate. In fact, more than 8 days, because after 8 days, I need to up now Nigeria. It take, I think, a week to 2 weeks before you come out for the I believe. Now, so if there is emergencies, this movement that will attending to life of comrades in different places. So I can tell them what you met a contact in Nnamdi Kanu when they approve. I imagine the horror that thing will cause. Honestly, because when people are saying something, so many people now about on social media. Okay, in the time you follow go because I in the frame of mind, yeah, may make decision on his own. Yeah, but the time we end Anya or say, that this leadership has not done anything. Again, all these people condemn Nnamdi Kanu from the very beginning, their actions. What actually happened that they go back and they start working with Nnamdi Kanu? Because I'll be very, very heartbreaking what we are seeing today. And all that, Hello Chukwu, a video campaign. Whatever Nnamdi Kanu say goes. Whatever Nnamdi Kanu say goes. In the hand of the enemy. In the hand of the enemy. So all these things are bringing contradiction. You know, for example, wisdom, they all deviated. Working with those that are in Afghania every day, their activities, that the activities are going contrary to what we are doing. In fact, let me use this platform as well to say my appreciation to Barrister Ifeanyi Ejiofor. That man is proving every day by day that he's a professional in what he does. That is his profession. He holds it to the high esteem. He does his work and give way without making any rubbish noise. You know, you don't send him what does not concern his profession. He will tell you, put this one aside. When you get to the people, you speak with them. This one is not my job. But you can see, learned colleagues, the way they used to address themselves, coming on social media to announce to a global movement that this and this will happen. Honestly, on our world, how can you put a move on in there and Igbo, Obi Kubana, and the topic in here. Amanum, Iwakatanya, he had told Kubanota. He had told Kubanota. Kubana chief priest, he had talked about a topic in Kowota. So, so many people never try shame. So many people never try shame. I want to well. But I remember missing and the Banya Marie and the Banya my house, Mamma, and will a mixed blood. A whole lot of mixed blood and shake up with Tina. So, what? I will not why we are all encouraging ourselves. Because here the ball kept walking. You know how that creates a confusion. So many people are well knowledgeable about what is going on. Are they confused? You want to one question say we don't know rights. Which are you follow how we good information. That's why in their MLA leadership appear. Any information they good for public people, let them not hesitate to push it out. It helps because with this broadcast of Martinez and Wolu on Saturday, operate with some doubts. You know, some people regain confidence in what we are doing. So, time to time, once in a while, if there is any need to pass out one information that is not will not damage anything in the struggle that we are into. Please let them bring it out. Let us spread it. Our members need highly information in order to stay courageous. Only more than 100 Azota Biafra. I will more than 100 I will be in that Biafra. But for this one, I know an IPOB. About more than 100. We shouldn't have radio Biafra. More than 100 because you know na Opu, Yemenya because you menya Biafra. Anyone else weekend. As simple as that. I tell you another. This time we are using 100 commandments, no more 10 commandments.
Yeah, remember that phase has gone. We've made the decision, and it is IPOB Global Family's decision. So we've stamped it down. The Mazi Nnamdi Kanu cannot make decisions for IPOB from where he is. It's not because he's not capable. No, but because of where he is. He remains the leader. Nobody disputes that. And again, we are not accepting any plan to carve out or create any other group. The one we've had already, we knew what it brought on us. We knew how it jeopardized things. We knew how it stained our name in the form of fake minimum. Cut off, comrade, yeah? You finish.
Mama, because now from the very beginning, then we'll go down. And we'll go down. There's a break before you hear me, we'll begin yourself. So, I'm going to do that. The thing will go even months or even years before January 2021. Something is wrong somewhere. I was very shocked. Everybody was shocked because we were not aware of it. But this man is going to have all of a sudden.
Yeah, thank you, Jessica. Bye bye. Yeah, if not for anything, yeah, had it been Mazi Nnamdi Kanu stood and condemned the activities of the siblings, honestly, all these things wouldn't surface. Under him, a rival radio was opened. He is the director of Radio Biafra, well-known radio for IPOB. Under his watch, another radio were open. He knows about it. Had he talked about it? No. He hasn't talked about it. Everything the siblings are doing, rather, I will tell our news that saying do not talk about them. Why can't we talk about them? Why can't we talk about? That's why when you weigh all these things, the whole blame still comes back on you. That is why people are calling you. If you watch in the past years, such never happened. Nobody has ever mentioned you. But recently, and I'm calling you. Because eyes can see. People will be go. And that is why we are talking, because we need you to stop. Especially because we know you are behind them. If you don't withdraw this attack against this struggle, against this leadership, don't expect people to stop mentioning you. People will continue to call you because we now know you are the one behind all this. The more calling you, the more they talk, the more others talk about you. The more they lie, the more we speak the truth. We know the very truth we have hoarded, we have protected, we have covered. The more can lie against the struggle and against the leadership, the more we keep on exposing the truth we know. Because what we speak is nothing but the truth. We have vowed to stand to protect IPOB and protect the leadership. And here I draw the curtains for today. Thank you for listening, and we continue to march forward.